on the News Channel 5 network. This is Sportsline.
Welcome to Sportsline, everybody, and Happy New Year. Jon Burton with you. Our first Wednesday extravaganza of 2018. Certainly hope you had a great Christmas and New Year's and holiday season as we wipe the slate clean on 2017 and move into 2018. Great to have you here on this Wednesday night edition of Sportsline. I'm Jon Burton. I'll be with you until the top of the next hour. Coming up next segment, we're going to talk to our old buddy Jimmy Wyatt from TitansOnline.com as we get you ready for AFC wildcard playoff action. That's right. Excuse me. This is the first Wednesday extravaganza that we've done here on Sportsline before a Titans playoff game since I've been here. Couldn't be more excited about the two-tone blue back in the playoffs for the first time since 2008. We're going to spend the majority of the hour getting you ready for that game, our last time to meet before that game on Saturday, a 3:35 kickoff at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City against the Kansas City Chiefs. Titans, of course, as we said, back in the playoffs for the first time since 2008. And they earned that trip to the playoffs with a victory a couple of days ago over the Jacksonville Jaguars. If you've been following the show the last couple of days, Steve Lehman has gotten you all up to speed on what the Titans are doing. Some notes from today's practice. DeMarco Murray did not practice again today with that knee injury. Head coach Mike Mularkey still not ruling him out for Saturday's game against the Chiefs. However, he says he needs to see him work in some capacity during Thursday's practice. Remember, it's a Saturday game, shortened week for the Titans, so they'll practice tomorrow. They will fly to Kansas City on Friday and play the game on Saturday. Also want to remind everybody we will be in Kansas City to cover the game. Our coverage starts beginning on Friday, so keep it locked over on News Channel 5. You can follow me on Twitter at JonBurton32 and at NC5_Jon Burton as well. Stay up on our Facebook page at News Channel 5 and, of course, NewsChannel5.com for all your Titans playoff coverage as the two-tone blue get ready to take on the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, Titans have had some pretty good success in Arrowhead Stadium over the last few years. You recall last year, December 18th, a bitterly cold day in Missouri. The Titans able to go in and get a last-second field goal from Ryan Suckup to upset the Chiefs. The Chiefs came in 10-3 at the time, looking to nail down a 1 or 2 seed in the AFC playoffs. And then, of course, before that, take it back to 2014. Ken Wisenhunt's first game as Titans head coach. They opened the season in early September at Arrowhead Stadium against the Kansas City Chiefs. The Titans won that game. So a couple of wins for the Titans in Kansas City over the last couple of years, although they are heavy underdogs in this game, about 8-point underdogs. Want to know what you think? Give us a call, 737-7767. Definitely want to hear from the Titans fans tonight as we get you ready for Saturday's wild card game. What are you feeling? You know what? One thing that did bug me, I have to be truthful. A lot of Titans fans, and this is certainly their right to their opinion, are not in favor of Mike Mularkey. Don't believe he should be the coach. Would like to see another coach in here next year. What really burns my bacon is hearing so-called Titans fans who are saying, well, I'm a little disappointed that the Titans made the playoffs because that increases the likelihood that Mike Mularkey is still going to be here. Folks, you want your team to make the playoffs. When you have a playoff season, that means you've had a successful season. Now, excuse me. Now, obviously, we don't know how far this team is going to go in the playoffs. We will find out, but enjoy the ride. Don't worry so much about who's in charge, who's doing what. This team was good enough to win 9 games this year. This team was good enough to get into the playoffs. Only 12 teams out of 32 make the playoffs. There are 20 teams sitting at home right now wishing they could be in the Tennessee Titans position right now. I know about the 3-game losing streak late in the year. I know about the struggling offense, and we're going to talk about that with Jimmy Wyatt next segment. I know about some of the breakdowns late in games. I know about Sunday's game. It seemed like things were in control, and then you have Mariota and Derrick Henry botching the handoff. Jaguars take it back for a touchdown on a fumble return, and all of a sudden what looked to be a comfortable game was a little bit in peril. But the Titans made the plays they needed to make at the end of that game to secure a playoff spot. And you could say, well, the Jags had nothing to play for. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't. The bottom line is this was ask the Baltimore Ravens right now if they would trade places with the Tennessee Titans. All they had to do was beat the Cincinnati Bengals, and they gave up a 49-yard touchdown on 4th and 12 with the game on the line. So just a couple of things to think about there. So again, no DeMarco Murray today at practice. So we could see another increased workload for Derrick Henry. And we're going to talk about that with Jimmy Wyatt as well next segment. Henry coming off the 28-carry, 51-yard performance against Jaguars a couple days ago. Those 28 carries are career high for him. He did talk today about eliminating the negative plays. And I think what we need to see from Derrick Henry, and I know there are a lot of Derrick Henry supporters in this area because you're Alabama fans and all that. But we need to see this guy going north and south a little bit more. You know, don't try to bounce the ball out, bounce the play out outside as much. You know, take your 2 or 3 or 4 yards. You know, 2nd and 7 is better than 2nd and 12 or 2nd and 22, whatever it was after that 12-yard loss he had the other day. That's going to be a key for the Titans. Another key for the Titans. When you look at the Chiefs' defense, you know, they started off 5-0, and then they had that midseason swoon where they were 1-6, but they righted the ship late in the season going 4-0. In those 4 games, the Kansas City Chiefs defense has forced 12 turnovers. It's always important every week, but especially on the road and in the playoffs, Titans cannot turn the ball over on Saturday or it's going to be a long day. Another key, run the football. The Chiefs have one of the worst run defenses in the National Football League. And again, on the road, hostile environment, cold weather. You know, this is where you pack 2 things, your defense and your running game. So a good running performance by the Titans would certainly help them propel perhaps to an upset victory. Titans have to be better in the red zone offensively. You know, you saw last week against the Jaguars, too many times they settled for field goals and not enough touchdowns. They got in the red zone several times and had to settle for field goals. That's not going to cut it against a good Chiefs team that has an explosive offense. You know about Tyreek Hill. You know about Travis Kelce. You know about Alex Smith. You know about Kareem Hunt. You know about their outstanding stable of offensive players. Keeping drives going, working the clock, keeping that offense off the field, those are going to be key elements for the Titans going forward. And again, you're going to be counting on a lot of young players in this game, guys that have little or no playoff experience, even some veterans that have no playoff experience. Look at a guy like Derek Morgan, outside linebacker. He's been here for 8 years, never played in the playoff game. So the younger guys are going to have to step up, and you're going to have to lean on guys like Delaney Walker who have playoff experience, and guys like Logan Ryan who have playoff and Super Bowl experience, both of them, to let you understand that the pace, it's quick in preseason, it's even quicker in the regular season, and it is turbo speed in the playoffs, man. You are going 100 miles an hour. There are some factors in this game that I think could favor the Titans if they can get a running game going, as we said. And you look at Andy Reid's history, the head coach of the Chiefs. He's a guy that hasn't exactly had a great playoff record. He's won a lot of playoff games. He went to all those NFC Championship games when he was the head coach of the Eagles. But in crunch situations, look at last year, their playoff loss to the Steelers at home. They had no business losing that game. Steelers couldn't even score a touchdown. They got a bunch of field goals and were able to win that game. So Andy Reid, we've seen at times in the playoffs, gets a little antsy. Play calling not as crisp. Players get a little tight. So if you can hang around in this game and be there in the 4th quarter with an opportunity to win this football game, Titans might be able to get out of there with a victory on Saturday. And I think that would be a huge win for the organization, a huge win obviously for Mike Mularkey. Again, I get it. Some of you don't like that. But that's where we are right now. So I want your thoughts on the Tennessee Titans. What are some of your keys to this game? How excited are you for this game? What are you going to be doing for this game? It's been almost a decade, folks, since your Titans have been in the playoffs. So quite frankly, I haven't heard a lot of buzz about this game around town. I'm a little surprised about it. So we are going to hear from Jim Wyatt next segment, as we said. But first, let's go to line 1, check in our first phone call tonight. It's Christian checking in. Happy New Year, buddy. Welcome.
Happy New Year. It's 2018.
Yeah, what's happening?
So firstly, I just wanted to say that I'm stoked that the Titans are in the playoffs.
You should be.
That's a great opportunity for us that hasn't happened since 2008, a decade ago. So I'm just stoked about that, but
Were you even alive the last time the Titans went to the playoffs? You sound a little young, Christian. How old are you?
actually, I was born in 2007.
Okay.
I'm 10 years old.
Okay, well, great to have you on the program, man. We'd love to see the young people get involved in sports and want to talk a little sports.
Yes, sir. But on the point of people not wanting the Titans to be in the playoffs because Mike Mularkey, that increases his chances of being the coach next year. I think he's a great coach. He's intelligent and smart. And I mean, I think all Titans fans should be excited for their team to be in the playoffs. I don't understand why they're not happy.
Neither do I, Christian. Thanks so much for the call, buddy. You have a great new year, all right? Call back, all right?
Yes, sir.
All right, see ya. That's Christian checking in. 10-year-old Christian. How about that? He says Mike Mularkey's getting a bad rap, and I agree. We need more calls like that, or whatever you want to talk about. We're going to take a break. We come back as promised. Jimmy White from TitansOnline.com. He's covered the Titans forever. We'll get his thoughts on Saturday's wild card game between the Titans and Chiefs, plus your phone calls. Stay with us. We're back right after this.